Folk is not and should not be viewed as a news source. Any names, places, or likenesses mentioned are purely fictional, and any information discussed is purely speculative. Guest opinions are their own and do not reflect those of anyone else. Where in the Folk is not responsible for content accuracy of any stories that are told or what people do with these stories. This show is vulgar, sometimes graphic, and due to its content, it should not be viewed by anyone actually.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Where in the Folk. I hope everybody's had a great week. A fantastic, splendid week. Mine's been amazing.
Has it?
Oh, yeah. I slept like 10 hours a day for the last 5 days, and I've never done that before, and I'm like, this is nice.
I wish I could sleep a solid 10 hours. Just once in a while.
Falling asleep after work or something?
Yeah. Like after I eat dinner, I'll pass out for like 45 minutes, and then I'll get back up, and then I'll pass out again around 9 for like an hour. Then I'll get back up.
Oh yeah, see, I already do that. I don't need to do that anymore.
But if you had it all together,
yeah.
like
If I tell you, oh, I went to bed at 7 o'clock last night, I was back up wide awake by 9. So,
that's always nice. But
yeah.
But do we have any cool stories to get us started off?
I do. I need to share something because I think it's cool as hell. So in New York today, or a couple of days ago, a Cheeto shaped like Pokemon's Charizard was sold at auction for $87,000.
I seen that. It's a hot Cheeto.
And I think that's cool as hell. Here we go.
That seems excessive.
Look at that Charizard.
Do you think it's real, or do you think somebody made it?
I pulled out some unique looking fire.
Yeah. I have too. Some regular old Cheetos I've pulled out going, that could almost be something. So maybe.
I don't know. I feel like if I were to pull something like that, I mean, imagine the line worker at Frito-Lay that's all and they're like, I could have just grabbed that off the belt or whatever.
Yep.
I would
think about it. What was it? Somebody sold a piece of toast that had an Elvis face that was just like a burn for thousands of dollars. So
it's insane that people buy stuff like that. But this person got it graded. Like, it's been graded. Like they walked in somewhere and said, look at this fucking Cheeto, man.
Yeah, it was a 3-inch long flaming hot Cheeto in the shape of Charizard, and they affixed it to a customized Pokemon card.
Wow.
And put it in a box and called it a day.
Insane. 60
bids, y'all. The winning bid was actually $72,000. The other $17,000 was in the broker got, and this one got and that one got. You always pay more than you pay when you buy something at auction.
How much did it go for altogether again?
It was the actual bid was $72,000. The buyer's premium was another $17,840.
That's so nuts. Like, and if I was a rich person, I would have bought that and ate that right there in front of everybody.
It's like the dude that bought the banana off the wall for how many hundreds of $1,000s, and that's exactly what he did, was ate the damn banana.
Wow.
Like, okay, that's a pure more money than sense situation. So
it'd be nice to something like that.
They say money can't buy happiness, but I'm willing to put that to the test.
I am too. Yeah, I mean, it can't buy happiness, but it can definitely buy me groceries and
right.
Hey, easy
car, whatnot. Hey, easy Mac. But
today is Pi Day, right?
Yeah.
Like a number or actual
yes, like
food?
The number. Today is 314, and a little British boy, a little boy in Britain lists 280 digits of pi from memory in 1 minute. 10 years
What?
old. Yep. Sure did. Broke the world record in under a minute.
Kids need to be stopped. I don't like them. Like kids nowadays, the ones I've interacted with anyway, don't really have like common sense. You know what I mean? Like no street
Right.
smart.
Don't say that. We're streaming to Twitch.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about then. I mean, obviously I do.
Yeah, they're little evil geniuses who are not
But they
mature enough to
yeah,
let loose.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like they have more education about like math than most adults do.
Uh-huh.
But don't let them.
Because do you want to know how many digits I can give you for pi? 2, 3.14.
That's
There you
3
go.
digits.
I mean, I know my limitations. So good for you, dude. His name is Alberto Davia Aragon.
That's cool.
And a cool last name, too.
That is a cool name.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
So-
dude.
Yep.
Let me see.
Yep.
Well, I, as always, have a Friday not feel good.
Not feel good. We changed
Yeah.
it finally.
Yeah, yeah.
Friday feel good. 300 people died in a plane crash.
Yeah. The feel good ain't that bad, but yeah, it's pretty bad. Sorry, I'm gonna take a drink intermittently. I'm on fire right now. So the headline was bogus skydiving instructor jailed for lying about qualifications at California dive school that saw 28 deaths. And what's crazy, this place is still open. So you can go test your luck at the place where 28 people have died skydiving. So it says a bogus California skydiving instructor has been jailed for lying for nearly 10 years about being qualified to teach at a school that had 28 deaths from accidents, according to officials and reports. His name was Robert Pooley. He was 49 and he's sentenced to 2 years in prison after he was found guilty in May of continuing to teach new instructors tandem jumping at the Lodi Parachute Center in Acampo, California, I think it is. After his certification was suspended in 2015. Pooley trained over 100 new instructors by using the digital image of the certified instructor's signature to sign off on training courses. So that'd be like Cecil teaching tandem jumping.
Yeah.
So he falsely told students that he was a tandem examiner, and I guess it was one of the folks' deaths. So said after those deaths, numerous victims of Pooley's scheme asked for their money back. He didn't repay them. He has not been charged with people's deaths formally because I guess they were, I don't know, like there's a wrongful death suit. The family of one of the victims was awarded $40 million, but they haven't received any of it because he probably doesn't have it.
$40 million hard to come by.
But yeah, he was convicted and he was only found guilty of wire fraud.
Wow.
Yeah. An account of aggravated identity theft was previously dismissed.
I mean, I don't know what to say about this because at what point would they, like, after how many deaths do you go, we should look into this guy? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oops.
I would think after one, you would be investigating him.
That's so wild. Like he said that he had trained over 100 instructors. I like to see the percentage of it. Like, because if there's 100 people that he trained, 28% of them died, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Like,
No.
that's a huge percentage, but
so there's one video that I'm going to get you to pull up, the Southwest video.
I was wondering if you were going to go there.
Yeah. I have to. I saw
Yeah.
another clip of it, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" It's so. So if you don't know, Southwest sort of claim to fame has always been free bag, and they're cheaper on the cheaper side of airlines. All airfares going up. Like airfare is crazy for a 2-person round trip flight. Even domestically now, it's going to be like $1,400
What?
and I would say 40% of that is government fees that have been introduced since COVID. So
Do I need
this,
audio?
yes.
Okay.
So this is the CEO of Southwest explaining how he needs more money. I'll let you play it.
Wow.
Let me get mentally prepared.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, ooh. Hang on a second. I've done something wrong here. Surprise, surprise. Where do you reckon the volume is here?
It's usually down at the bottom.
Do you see that?
I can't see your screen get very well. It's tiny on my because of how I see
That's
our
what.
show.
I don't see audio on this video.
Well, here I can take a crack at it. I just didn't
Yeah.
know if
Well, that's weird. There's no audio selection. Sorry about that, folks. It's
How
tis
dare you?
an accident. That's strange because there's usually audio right here.
Easy said you missed it.
Oh, I see it now. It's literally got scroll down. I got it now. You got to scroll down to see it. Yeah. That's ridiculous. Here we go. Let's roll.
That it's about securing our future. We're announcing changes to our business that will help us return to the levels of profitability we all expect and support our collective long-term success. It's also about adapting to what our customers want. Many things have changed since COVID. The loss of short-haul demand, a rise in premium demand, and a change in customer preferences. They're more than the logo on our planes. Our DNA isn't open seating or even bags fly free. It's a dedication to service and hospitality and to the golden rule for each other and for our customers. It's our commitment to customer service that is in a class of its own, a strong network with the most nonstop flights in the U.S. and a loyalty program that delivers real value to Rapid Rewards members. The short answer is that it's about securing our future. We're announcing changes to our business that will help us return to the levels of profitability.
Oh my God.
So they obviously don't have, at the very least, there's nobody in the room in those board meetings that has scrolled the internet a day in their life.
No.
Because any younger person would have definitely been like, that is not going to be taken well. Like anybody who's sort of in tune with the media climate of things, after like the CEOs get lambasted for talking about portion size at Chipotle and all of that. This guy's like he literally said the people want this, talking about a free thing to not be free anymore. You're muted, Morgana.
I'm with Easy. I can't afford to fly anywhere. But I mean, if it's going to raise airfare to like $1,000 a ticket, now you ain't first class.
No, that's not first class. Those are dungeon seats.
Yeah. Then I'm just going to take a fucking boat. Like, it'd be cheaper.
Okay, y'all. I think we should get together and start them a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
For the people flying or the plane?
You know what?
No, for the plane company, because they are so in desperate need of funds.
Someone said, I saw someone comment and be like, this is private equity. Like, you know how every company's now owned by, one of the investment firms, and this is private equity at work, because he literally said they're shareholders. Like
check this out. So if tickets go up to $1,000 to $1,500 a seat, right?
Probably half of that. But yes.
Okay.
For round trip for 2 people is going to be around $1,300 to $1,500.
All right. So imagine
Hey,
that you want to
Landa.
go to Louisiana. Like,
Hey, Landa.
imagine you want to fly from Cincinnati to New Orleans to New Orleans. So that's going to cost you around probably $1,000 after fees and everything, right?
For you or 2 people?
For one person.
For one person, it'd probably be $600.
Okay. You could get 6 people to go in and rent a private jet for $1,500 to $3,000 per hour. And what's it take to fly to Louisiana?
A couple hours, hour and a half.
So you could get $3,000 and get like 8 people together, and that's cheaper than flying into dungeons.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
And you get much nicer drinks on those private planes.
I bet you get M&Ms and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get much these days. They keep making the seats more cramped. If you heard in that video, he said it's not about open seating, it's not about free bags. If I would implore anybody to go look at what planes looked like in the 70s.
Oh, they were dope.
Like everybody, even the dungeon class had big open seats, kind of like first class does today. And again, it's same with everything else. It has went to how can we make the most money for our shareholders?
Well, I saw a guy the other day that's like, okay, here's an idea. And he walks into the back of this plane that's airborne, and there are a couple of guys in there. It is totally open, not a seat in it. And they've got these big, giant bean bags, and they're just laid back playing their video games.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where we need to go. Just bring your bean bag and we'll go.
But
Yeah, that would be awesome, Easy.
Mhm.
If I wish they would compete. There should be competition.
that's what's going to happen. I
Yeah.
can go. I bet actually I could go to the airport in London and find somebody with a plane. Be like, hey man, will you fly me to Florida for $400? And he'd be like, sure. Like, I guarantee it.
Yeah. Landa, to your point, since we're on the topic, we can talk about how it's going with Boeing.
Let's do
And
it.
it is not going well.
How's it going with Boeing?
So an American Airlines plane erupted in flames this week at the Denver airport. We just talked about Denver. As terrified passengers are forced to escape onto wing, and you can probably find a video on YouTube of that. There's like people running out of the emergency exit. The plane's on fire. They're running down the wing of the plane. But it says that it followed mid-air engine trouble. Passengers were saw fleeing via the wing of the aircraft as smoke billowed from the plane. The flight, which was a AA 1006, had departed from Colorado Springs at 4:52 p.m. It was headed to Dallas, Fort Worth, and it was a Boeing 737-800 aircraft. And it was diverted to Denver shortly after takeoff when the crew reported engine vibrations, according to the FAA. After landing and while taxiing to the gate, the engine caught fire. Passengers scrambled to evacuate to the slides, so the emergency exit. The frightening tarmac escape is the latest in the series of crashes and near misses involving U.S. Passenger jets, including the American Airlines flight, which collided with a helicopter, killing 67 people just a couple months ago. But yeah, this kind of stuff just keeps happening. Let's see. American Airlines said that they were thankful that no one was injured and thankful that Denver Airport responded quickly after landing safely and taxiing to, I don't know about safely.
No one died. How about that?
Yeah, it said the 172 customers and 6 crew members deplaned and are being were relocated to the terminal. We thank our crew members and the Denver team, first responders, for their quick action. They're going to get sued to death. The American Airlines Washington, D.C. crash, the one we were talking about a minute ago, marked the deadliest air disaster in 24 years. And it was the first major crash like that in more than 15 years. Following, I guess there was a crash in 2009 that was pretty deadly. And then in February, on the 17th, a Delta passenger plane crash landed upside down. We showed videos of that in Toronto. And miraculously, everybody survived that one. So, yeah, it's concerning that these big planes are just falling out of the sky. Nobody wants to address quality control with Boeing properly. Like, they should be bleeding money, honestly. Like, if they can't fix their planes or get better engineers to take a look at it.
You know, and I've got a question about, because couple of years ago it was train derailments. You know, they were everywhere. They were happening all the time. But you really, when you look at the big scheme of things, they happen all the time anyway.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the same situation with this, and I wonder if it's like a lead into these like 10-minute cities or whatever they're wanting to start wrangling people into.
It could be. It could be. I agree. Yeah. Maybe on a little bit less terrifying note. It's also very sad, though. I was very sad to hear this.
Yeah.
And it's the reason for the promo picture this week. North Korea shut down their tourism
Again.
Yep. North Korea halted foreign tourism just weeks after reopening to Western visitors.
I was saving.
They said we were doing too well and we got pissed off, and now nobody's coming to North Korea to roast hot dogs. This also comes after the hot dog ban that Kim Jong-un introduced. I know we were all about to go when the hot dog ban came into place.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a fan of hot dog bans.
But yeah, they've closed their borders again. They closed them for COVID originally. But I was happy that this article did bring up Otto Warmbier, who was the student that North Korea tortured to death back a few years ago in 2017. So
I want to say this: if there are any kids listening on Twitch, go ahead and turn it off. Like, you don't need to be listening to this. Yeah. We said,
well, and we can put a mature tag on our video.
That's a good idea.
The thing is, I just don't know how.
Okay.
So there's that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, North Korea is one of those places that I've always wanted to go. Because I have a theory, which you would never be allowed to do this even if you went to North Korea as a tourist. I have a theory there's a lot of ancient structures and things that would be very interesting to see there. Because I feel like the way that government was established was probably part of some kind of crazy United States thing to keep people from going there potentially. That's one of my thoughts about it. And I would really like to just kind of go and walk around and see what's up. But if you do that, you get arrested and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're violating any guidelines.
All right, good deal.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, either we'll get a strike or we won't. So
yeah, it's all good. It ain't like we're making any money anyway, right? You know what I'm saying? Ban us, we'll go to CB radio.
Yeah.
We'll talk to truckers all day. But yeah, North Korea is one of those places that I always kind of wanted to go to, honestly. Like, just to look at
Hadley and I have a friend. She's big into K-pop and stuff, so she has been to Taiwan and South Korea and China and Hong Kong. I mean, and she absolutely loves it over there. I mean, she, now, like I said, she's been to South Korea, not North, but I'd go.
Yeah,
I'd just make sure I had my P's and Q's together. So
I always keep my I's and L's together.
Okay, I'm gonna get into one that's going to be a little bit Not even a little bit nice. Just this week, or say the last 10 days, a Eugene, Oregon man was arrested for 13 counts of encouraging a child. A Union, North Carolina pastor that some reason ended up unalived for child pornography. The Texas church leader, Robert Morris, who is part of the president's spiritual bunch, they got him for 5 counts of child not pornography, for child abuse. A Florida Democratic Party member, Matthew Inman, one of their officials, was arrested. A Houston man, one of the ones that was pardoned for January 6th, soliciting a minor. Roswell, Georgia, youth pastor for sharing videos. Utah judge and fire chief for sexual abuse and sharing child pornography. New Jersey, a 23-year-old and a 49-year-old from Hawaii producing child pornography and trafficking. And then a 25-year-old Rome, Georgia man for possession of child pornography. What the hell is wrong with these damn people?
I don't know. And I hate to say this, but there has been a plague of that happening
Yes.
in my town, like alone. Every other day it's somebody getting busted for that. I don't know if they're getting better at catching them. I hope that's what it is. Or
Me too.
People's growing.
Me too.
Weird.
And there was and I'm going to be honest with you, he was a political candidate, I don't know with what group or whatever, in South Whitehall, Pennsylvania, that was up on charges for 10 counts of abuse that they gave 50 years today.
Good.
And if they start giving all of these high profile people that kind of time, maybe, it'll have some impact. It will never be enough to make it okay. It happened.
You would think that with all of the data monitoring that they have, they would have to know some of this kind of stuff is going on, like your car listening to you. I mean, there's no privacy anymore.
My thing is they've always had ways to track everybody's data, and I feel like they turned a blind eye to it.
For sure.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And
so
I don't know why.
Maybe they're finally starting to, there are so many groups that are pulling together for trafficking and stuff like that. Maybe the heat's just gotten up.
Good.
That they're starting to arrest people. I mean, I'm like you. I hope they're just getting better at it because, at some point, I say, and this may not be popular, but I don't have a problem with firing squad in some cases.
Okay. I did add some tags on Twitch.
But, I feel like, if they would start making it a little bit more serious, the consequences, maybe some of them will think about it, because I will never understand anybody that could look at a child and have those thoughts.
Okay. We're good. Before it lets anybody watch, it says that we could have profanity, vulgarity, sensitive social issues, and violent and graphic depictions.
All right, good.
Okay.
All right. I'm done. I'm off.
Before?
Yeah.
Next time we go to a new platform, let's check all that before, man.
Oh, you literally can't add that unless you're live.
All right, good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with that, Linda. It is a disease. There is no cure. So why even put them in prison? You can't fix it. It is one of those things that if you are that person, you will always be that person on some level. And I don't think that there should be a prison sentence. I think it should be, I can justify murder in some cases, I mean, but that never. So I just say take them out.
Yeah. Moving on to something a little crazy. So did you hear what happened in San Diego this week?
No.
So there was a van that was struck by a drunk driver. And a family had noticed that their mother was missing. A 65-year-old woman, Monica Camarani D. Adams. So she was missing for like a month, and the drunk driver that hit this van. So they took this van to an impound lot. Well, there was somebody that worked in the impound lot that walked by and was like, "What's that smell?" And they opened the van, and she was inside of it, deceased for a month, while the family was looking for her.
How does that even happen?
That was my question. If somebody's missing,
wouldn't you check one of the vehicles that was involved?
She was homeless, I believe, is what I'm led to believe. She was sleeping in the van when it was hit. And nobody thought to look in the van to see if anybody was in the van.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. The family's suing for $50 million right now against the city of San Diego. I don't live in California. If any of you do, let us know. Like, do people just not pay attention to things? Like, like if I was like around here, if you see a van that's like kind of in the ditch and nobody's around, people will tend to be like, I'm gonna get out and see if anybody's in there and make sure they're okay.
Like, yeah, make sure I don't need to call a tow truck.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah.
But they just kind of let a body sit in a van, and people's like, "Where's my mom?" You know, like, "Oh, where was the last place she might have been at?" I don't know. Check the van, like, you know.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But that was kind of a weird one for me. There's more to it, obviously, but I just gave a quick hit on it.
Oh yeah, that's true. If it was considered a domicile, they couldn't go in.
But
yeah, that's
Come on.
true.
Hey, I'm coming in.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's the other side of the coin is wellness checks.
Well, she was missing. You know?
Hey, Nick.
That's right. I was worried about her. So, wow.
Yeah. This wild. They're suing the city for $50 million. I hope they get a pretty good chunk of it, at least. It won't bring back their mother, but, you know.
Well, at least they're suing somebody that can pay, unlike the
California. San Diego, California. I don't know if they'll be able to pay or not. California's in pretty bad financial shape, I hear.
Let's see. So there was a big headline that Brazil's cutting down thousands of trees in the rainforest to build a road for a climate summit.
I hate that.
There's pictures of it. If you Google this, you'll just see a big dirt road being developed in the middle of the rainforest. And it says that they're constructing this road through the rainforest for the COP30 climate summit for delegates of the United Nations Climate Conference. And it has raised concerns about the country's commitment to environmental protection. The Amazon rainforest is credited with absorbing enormous amounts of carbon, which, as you know, the whole carbon thing, that's very controversial anyway, because of the dude that they won't fund his studies to cure this problem.
Yeah.
But they said the locals have said that the new road is destroying their livelihoods, while conservationists claimed that it would prove a danger to wildlife trying to move through the forest. The 4-lane highway aims to ease traffic to the city, which will host more than 50,000 people, including world leaders, in November. The state government touts the highway's sustainable credentials, but some people are outraged at the act. The Amazon plays a vital role in carbon absorption for the whole world and provides biodiversity, and many say this deforestation contradicts the very purpose of the climate summit.
No joke.
A local, Claudio Verquet, lives about 200 meters from where the road will be. He used to make an income from harvesting local berries. I always butcher that word, from trees that once occupied the space, and now all of his trees are destroyed. Everything was destroyed. He said, our harvest has already been cut down, and we no longer have that income to support our family. So yeah, it is a nightmare.
And I would think too that they have got lots of like uncontacted tribes and stuff down there too. So I mean, how is that going to affect that? I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sure they were an area that was like full of them, but I mean, it's still, there are a lot of people that live in the Amazon.
I don't think so, Easy. To me, this is just like all of these, like the huge disease nonprofits where like cures have been discovered and they just get buried because you've got these nonprofits making billions of dollars from donations every year.
What really makes me so mad about this is a bunch of millionaires flying into another country on their private jets, putting off thousands of tons of carbon monoxide to land in not would it be
one of the few pristine areas left in the world?
You remember when the Taylor Swift plane tracker went down quick,
and they're flying into this place to drive on a road that ripped through one of the biggest carbon absorbing forests in the world that they drove a road through to go and bitch about us driving cars to work.
Right?
Yeah. Their excuse is that the carbon spent is worth the effort because it's like a loan. You're taking a carbon loan now for less carbon later because of the meeting of the minds.
They don't even have to get together to meet. They can meet on Zoom. Like, not go anywhere. Like,
isn't that like a thing now? Damn.
Do you really think they know how to operate that kind of stuff?
They have damn people that work for them that can.
They got interns. These kids are
That's
like
right.
Years old. They can do it.
Do you know how many calls I get every week? Hey, I've got a meeting in 20 minutes. Can you come help me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open Teams. There's a button.
Yeah.
But instead, they're ripping up forests to drive to a place where they're going to bitch about people driving and cows farting and all this good stuff. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand how this scam keeps going on. Like, I fully believe that the climate is changing. It does that for sure.
But as far as carbon goes, there's legitimate scientists out there in the world who have demonstrated that they can reduce carbon in other ways without people cheaply. And that's why they're not being funded, because they don't want a cheap solution. They want everybody to pay for it.
They want a carbon tax 100%. If you drive a mile, you pay us $10. Like, that's what it's going to be. It's insane.
It's the same thing. It's right out there where all those cures for all these dread diseases are. Like I said, there's no money in a cure, even when it comes to things like carbon. They're making way too much money off of it.
True. They're getting these huge kickbacks. Like, every country is contributing to it. And every country that's part of that accord or whatever.
What they're trying to do is wrangle us into little bitty cities to where we won't be driving anywhere. We won't go outside of them, because I live in the country. It takes me 15 minutes to get to the other side of town to Walmart. That's what is that? That's like, it ain't very far, maybe 10, 11 miles, but still that's 10 or 11 miles. Yeah. If they implement this carbon tax, that's going to cost me. I don't know how much they're wanting to do it, but I imagine it's going to be at least $10 a mile. That's going to be a $200 trip to Walmart.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got to tell you on that whole
thing. I don't know if that's true. I don't know how much.
I feel really bad about. Okay, I have a Walmart Plus account, and don't fuss at me, damn it.
I got one.
But here's the thing: I do it for that 10 cents off per gallon. Because every gallon of gas I get 10 cents off. So that pays for the Walmart Plus card. Okay. That said, if you do grocery pickup and they don't have something, they'll ship it to your house at no charge. So I did my order yesterday. They sent me a thing and said, hey, we don't have this in store. Do you want us to deliver it to you? And I'm like, absolutely. A lady drove to my house today in her Altima, my son said, to bring one little bottle of fish sauce from 20 miles away. But they won't deliver groceries to my house.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I felt horrible. I'm like, I thought they would ship it because I get stuff shipped from Walmart all the time.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of
the store.
They're doing Instacart with it.
I guess they must have. But Steven's like, did you order some fish sauce? And I'm like, yeah. It came today. I said, yeah. They said it would be, overnight. He goes, no, Mom. I mean, a lady that was about 70 years old pulled up in her little, Accord and hung it on the gate because the dogs barked at her. I'm like, oh my God, I would never have gotten them to do that.
I've got a
Yes, easy. You get 10 cents per gallon if you use it.
Yeah,
at
that's
the
worth
pump.
it. That's the reason I got it, because that's the only place I get gas now.
Yep, exactly.
Well, that's like
There's
like
one-
us with Kroger. Like, there's a Kroger, you get we don't pay for it, but you get like the gas points for money that you spend at the grocery store.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
I've got a short one that if we don't do, it's going to be like completely irrelevant here pretty quick.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
But there was another insurance CEO's home that got shot up. And it went completely under the news because they don't want people thinking that there's like a revolution or anything happening.
Mhm.
But this was like 2 weeks ago. And it was it was another insurance CEO, and his Oregon home got shot up. And it's State Accident Insurance Fund Corporation CEO. His name is Chip Terhune in Lake Oswego near Portland. It was shot up in the early hours of February 21st. The shots were at close range by someone possibly wearing a hoodie or a ski mask and carrying a colored object. All CCT showed was somebody near the home. The suspect is believed to have fled on a car nearby. We have received an email threat purporting to be the person responsible, although it does not target any specific employee. The email references knowledge of an employee, relative's name, and address. So it sounds like somebody was probably. He's not going to see that comment.
Oh,
Yeah, he's on Rumble.
dang.
So it was probably somebody who was wronged by this insurance agency in some way. But
Okay.
yeah, people are getting pissed off at
Okay.
the people at the top of these companies.
Let me throw you one out because, and this is relevant to this story. I get my prescriptions on 90 days, on all of them. In December, I spent $60.18 for everything. This week, I spent $176 for the exact same subscription or prescriptions. That is 176% price increase. One was a 1,400% price increase. It went from $2 to $34.
That's crazy.
Yes, it is. It's insane.
No, I don't think he shot back. Oregon has some of the strictest gun laws in the United States,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
especially around that area.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
It's just crazy. But
Okay.
no innocent person should get shot to death. Don't get me wrong.
No.
But
No,
I
no,
do
no.
think it underscores the climate, like the tolerance that people are starting to have toward these out of tune. You're not saying that even this guy was out of tune, but you can see a trend here.
Right. Because people are tired of getting screwed on every front. Whether it's medical or groceries or the cost of gas, it's all of it. I mean, how are people supposed to survive?
Yeah.
So, there are some people that just get to the end of that rope and just say, well, you know what? I've had enough. If I've got to suffer, somebody's going to suffer with me.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't encourage that, but I get it.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
all right.
Yeah, so I guess we'll start rounding up. Before we do, Nick in the chat sent an interesting fact. He said there's an island of Dingle. I don't know how true this is because Nick's a jokester sometimes. There's an island of Dingle that produces a fruit they call dingleberries.
Oh, God.
Thank you, Nick.
Easy Mac, what I said was, had I been home, yes, I would have tipped her, and I really hope she had multiple deliveries.
Yeah.
I just checked it. It is live, but I don't know. It may not. We get shadowed on YouTube a lot.
Yeah, it's all
But
right. It's
but
all
yeah,
right. I
we
love
get our-
I love watching our subscribers go up 15, then drop 23.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. Oh, if you're out there listening on BitChute, we've been having quite a few people watch. If you ever want to come chat, you're going to have to come to Rumble because we see Rumble comments in real time. So if you want to chat with us live,
YouTube.
join Rumble, or if you can find the YouTube to Easy's point, go to YouTube.
Yeah. It looks like we're commenting as Twitch.
Yeah. Yes, we did comment as
Yeah,
Twitch.
comments only. Our comments only carry to Twitch and YouTube.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, what's being covered tonight on Weird Awakenings on the Weird Realities Network?
Can you pronounce it?
Give me 1 second. Yes, once I see it, I can pronounce it. It is equidistance letter sequencing. Bible. It's Bible code, basically.
And if Steven's not there, we're having another free for all. So
Yes, we are. Yes, we are, because that is totally his baby.
So, Steve, I'm kind of interested in that. I might swing back on here.
You
And,
should. You should, because it's.
I
We're
don't-
gonna
I
we're
have-
gonna need as many bodies as possible to carry this for an hour.
I have
Yes.
that much idea what it is. I'm curious.
We're gonna be into. I feel like this is one of the ones where we're gonna be into recipes before the end of the show.
Hey, Cecil, while you're sitting there waiting, go on to ChatGPT and ask them what they know about it.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the hell it was. Like,
Equidistance letter sequencing.
I won't be able to do that now.
Well, then I'm going to do it. I was going to let you have it.
All right.
But tune in every Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. On
I don't know if we're doing anything tomorrow or not, but we could do like if we're rained in or stormed in, we could do like a call-in show.
Oh yeah, we could do another free for all tomorrow if you guys want to. I don't give a shit.
I'm not going to be available tomorrow night, but by all means, y'all definitely.
Yeah,
we're
we
supposed to get like a hurricane or something. I don't know.
We're gonna be stuck in the house, so I'm definitely game. Plus, we have a live call-in feature now.
Yeah, you can call.
And now Cecil doesn't have to spell out our email. You can just see it down there.
Yep,
So
WITF@gmax.com. If you want to be a guest or having topics you want us to cover, or you got guest suggestions, go ahead and email right there. You can live call in anytime. Actually, I don't think there's really any restrictions. Just try not to be racist or anything. I don't care about much else.
And if you do, we'll call you out on it.
Yeah.
We don't have many rules, but if you touch a nerve, we'll let you know.
And so yeah, that's about it. I guess we'll have a show tomorrow at 8 p.m. if the creek don't rise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll have we'll call it. We'll just do another conspiracy free for all. We'll bring some.
Let's do that. And if you want to call in tomorrow. We'll talk about some shit. And thank you all for watching us, because we are watching you.